Although there have been plenty of farewells for Alison Macmillan as she's moved up the Foreign Office career ladder and across the length and breadth of the convent, this latest reception hosted by the Chief Minister is still not the end of the road.
And my aim, as always it has been over the years, will be to steer a course towards an exit that represents the right balance between the interests of the UK, but importantly for Gibraltar. I also want to ensure that Gibraltar's position is fully understood in Whitehall and that it is always reflected in decision-making.
Fabian Picardo described the reception as an opportunity to pay homage to 20 years of friendship, taking a light-hearted swipe at the Foreign Office.
Alison has managed to persuade most of us who have become her friend that the Foreign Office is not so much conspiring against us, it's just in a state of permanent cock-up. And that we have to forgive what we think are conspiracies, because actually, on most occasions, they're not conspiracies, they're just cock-ups. And I've now been persuaded of that completely, and I work to encourage the Foreign Office to start conspiring a little against others, not us, and copying up less. But there have been difficult times in the last 20 years for Gibraltar, of course, and in those difficult times, we have always had a friend in Alison Macmillan, whether she has been in Gibraltar or she has been elsewhere, either responsible for the Gibraltar brief or not responsible for the Gibraltar brief, but always caring about this rock.
Mr. Picardo said Alison had brought him a deep understanding that although it's easy and possible to spend a lot of time in a state of confrontation, and although it might be harder to do, it's also possible to spend the time in a state of cooperation to get the best results for both sides. Alison, he said, had been the best man for the job.
When Leslie became Deputy Governor, we all in Gibraltar had to get used to the fact that a woman was doing that job, and Alison replaced her, and now it's going to be very difficult to get used to the fact that a man might do that job again. It probably won't be as much fun.
Alison Macmillan was visibly moved as the Chief Minister presented her with a picture of her home, Buena Vista Cottage. It had been painted for the first Gibraltarian Deputy Governor, Sir Howard Davis, purchased from the family collection. The inscription spanned her career on the rock. Her first job involved the implementation of EU directives in a backdrop, she said, of the warmth and friendliness of the people of Gibraltar.
Those early days also proved to be a crash course in the constitutional position here and the differences of understanding between here and London. And that has also served me very well in all of the years since. All conducted against the backdrop of the most wonderful warm people that we don't come across. And it was this sort of crossover where the professional part of my life and the friendship and the personal part of our lives has always continued. There's a sort of a rich and supportive nature to all of the relationships. And everyone here has at some stage, whether from all the way through at the beginning or more recently, have formed part of the fabric of our exciting and more life here.
Alison Macmillan's successor, Pyle, arrives with his family this weekend.